In January 2013, 250 delegates traveled from around the world, opening their minds and hearts to new markets and new horizons. They also made history as part of the first Academy of Management conference to leave North American shores in the body's 77-year history. With emerging markets and opportunities on the African continent dominating global business and economic thinking, the Academy partnered with the University of Pretoria's Gordon Institute of Business Science to create a unique and compelling AOM Africa Conference in South Africa. Critical to the AOM's shift in focus and in line with the shifting global environment, the 2013 AOM Africa Conference aimed to make a significant contribution to development in Africa as part of a collaborative research agenda. To this end, the conference broke with tradition by focusing not exclusively on answers, but by asking pertinent questions. Early-stage research projects and collaboration were the order of the day, as open debate and discussion became hallmarks of the successful event.
The mission of the Academy is to connect scholars worldwide and to create opportunities for them to share ideas and to find opportunities for collaborative research. The Academy of Management has a very large annual meeting of 11,000, and our members, particularly those outside of North America, were asking for a new experience elsewhere on the globe. And Africa was chosen because our African colleagues in particular are isolated from colleagues elsewhere, and those outside of the continent are not involved as much as perhaps they might be in collaborative research on the problems facing countries on the continent.
Jim Walsh, head of the AOM Africa Conference Program Committee, promised an AOM Africa Conference that would be hinged on experiential learning journeys. These trips will give our attendees the opportunity to directly experience the sides of Africa implicated by the conference's 4 themes, said Walsh. Reflecting on this promise, Marlena Fiol, Professor of Strategic Management at the University of Colorado, Denver, believes it surpasses all expectations.
Jim Walsh told us all along that this would not be a conference like any other, and it has not been a conference like any other.
The African philosophy of Ubuntu, or humaneness, permeated proceedings, and the practical learning experience valued by GIBS became a cornerstone of the AOM Africa experience. A series of life-changing learning journeys formed part of a hands-on event which saw delegates travel to downtown Johannesburg, experience bottom-of-the-pyramid business ventures in Alexandra, and confront diversity and transformation in the Voortrekker Monument in Pretoria and the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg. From emerging multinationals in glossy Sandton to public-private partnerships in Soweto, delegates walked away with a bird's-eye view of the multi-layered South African economy. The AOM, together with GIBS staff and lecturers, created a program designed to encourage questioning and answering as academic institutions from the developed world and emerging met as equals on African soil.
I mean, one of the neat things about being in Africa today is actually, for a business school professor like myself, it's the formation of new business schools and the reformulation of business schools that have been started in the past that are now aspiring to be global institutions.
Africa is a complex and dynamic world, a microcosm of the world at times, and GIBS offered, warts and all, insights into how to engage with this rising powerhouse. The result was an effective collaboration, most certainly an experience few are likely to forget.
And my head is swimming with the mass of sights and senses and sounds and conversations, and I haven't slept much in the past 12 hours. But I come away with again, a humble sense of satisfaction, but of deep satisfaction that I think we've done something here, both for the people that have been at this conference, and the testimony has been quite heartwarming, for lack of a better word. But I'm also aware, as something of an institutional entrepreneur, that there's symbolic value in what we've done here, and that this will catalyze other institutions to perhaps think again about the potential in and for Africa.
Most of the conferences we go to, we talk of all these great things that we need to do and we need to implement, but we don't ever get to the point of saying, how do we really put this into action? And I think for this conference, after every presentation, we always have those little workshops in which we now have to say, okay, now how do we move this further, and what should be the next action, and what next should we do? And I think that has really been one main thing that I could take away from the conference.
GIBS was delighted to host the Academy of Management. It brought great energy, a very interesting group of delegates to our campus. We spent the time exploring the nature of this kind of society. South Africa is, as you know, a fast-changing country. It's got the mix of very well-developed business on one hand and an emerging economy on the other. And we dug deep into the dynamics of that, which of course is the feature of the global economy. And it raises many research questions, and our design of the conference was to push and pull and invite people in to the complex issues that the emerging economies raise, both academically and conceptually in terms of research, and as importantly in terms of teaching and curriculum. How do we in a globalized world ensure that we understand the dynamics of these emerging countries? It was a pleasure to work with the Academy of Management team and to welcome as our guests so many excited, motivated scholars to South Africa.